guys, welcome to show number 18 of, I told myself I'd go around 25 to 30, then reevaluate, see what's up, and I'm already having ideas for other things, but I'm having a blast right now. The response is fantastic. I can't thank you, Wombats, for picking up the shirt, the support, sharing the show. It touches me every time I see it. It's kind of a different audience we have here. We're kind of tight, and I like it. Okay, let's see here. I think we should just get going. Let's go on the show here. If your love looks better, a little Cabas for you. I would leave you never, never. This means the show's starting. Through all kinds of weather. If your love looks better. I scream at the top of my lungs. All right, Larry, get it, buddy. All right, welcome. All right, on today's show, I'm kind of going dude on today's show. Just, if you're new to the show, here's what happens. Throughout the week, I get inspired to say something. It's usually 3 or 4 times a week that I just run into the studio and record something. Then I piece it all together and then put it out every Thursday. I'm enjoying the format. It takes a lot of stress off of doing a show. And I think everything is pretty dead on, and I'm having fun doing it. So I really do like the format a lot. But like I said, today, it's going to be kind of dudeish. There's no doubt about it that it's going to be very, very duty, okay? Duty. I said duty. Because I'm going to be talking about how important it is to inspire your mate. But I'm going to do it from a guy's point of view. And may ruffle a few feathers only because I'm a little old school. You'll see that. Plus, I follow this Instagram account. It's about alpha males or something. And I don't know how I got on it. There's a lot of guys that I like that are always used in their clips. But some of the stuff, how can you dare call yourself an alpha male when you're bitching about some things like this? So I'm going to be covering that and all kinds of other things, guys. So let's just, let's just get going, shall we? Sometimes you just got to laugh at yourself. Make that all the time, actually. Oh, dear Lord. It's so funny. Throughout the day, things happen all day long that just make me feel absolutely ridiculous. And some people call it tragic, but I think it's hilarious. There's a woman who works here, very attractive, in the building that I live in. I live in a high-rise condo downtown. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see behind me. And her son is a college football player. He just went off to college to play some football on a scholarship. So I figured, I'm going to have a little talk with her about it. She looks like she's like 30 years old, so I don't know how she could even have a kid that age, but that's beside the point. I go down there and I said, so how's your kid doing? How's he doing over there? College football, all that type of stuff. Well, she starts telling me about how he might be redshirting and things like that. And I decide, this is perfect time for Terry to chime in. I played a little college basketball. I understand some of that conversation. I understand that lingo. So I told her, when I played college basketball, I completely expected her to go, oh, yeah, I could see that. Look at you. You're an amazing specimen of a man. Look how fit you. What was that? Maybe 5 years ago? Did you play college basketball? I completely expected that. And she looked at me like, you did? Oh, dear Lord. Oh, God, it hurts. Oh, so funny. It was so funny. I truly expected her to go, oh, man, it's obvious. Look at you. You strapping man, you type of thing. And I got oh, really? That was like 40 years ago, Terry. 40 years ago was your college age. Wow. But you know what? I started going, I'm glad I'm that way. I'm glad that I feel like I'm still that age or just a little bit older. I'm glad that I'm not one of those people who believes they have to act a certain age, who has to look a certain age, who has to do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there are things in my life where I've said, you better grow up a little, Terry. You know, you better be a little more responsible when it comes to finances, learn about mortgages. You know, some adulting has to take place in here somewhere for me. But luckily, Sherry, my wife, handles a lot of that, and I could still be a goofy kid, you know? And it's funny because anytime you get trolled or I get trolled online, it's usually from people who they think it's going to hurt by going, you're old now. Listen, I get it. We're all getting older. Like you're not getting older, you little troll or whoever it is. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I know this, but I feel great. I feel fantastic. I'm not going to go ahead and give in to your stereotypes or your problems or anything else, but I do find it hilarious when I walked away from that conversation going, what were you expecting, bro? What did you think was going to be said? Did you think, are you on your way to practice, Terry? Oh, God, I'm telling you, if you're one of the lucky people who still feels like they're still in their 30s or 20s or something like that, and you're far from past that, in my mind, you are one of the lucky ones. You are one of the blessed. You get it. You understand. I think it's people like that that live a longer life. I think it's people like that that like to laugh a lot more and have a lot more fun and get out and don't realize until they pull a hammy somewhere sneezing that, oh, wait a minute, I might be getting a little older here. I better start thinking about doing different things. I've already adapted new exercises and stretching routines and yoga. I realize I'm not going to get out there and play basketball. But in my mind, I think others are looking at me like, look at this guy, huh? Wow. Oh, dear fucking Lord. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing different glasses. I got to look at myself in a reflection of a window I was walking by when I'm wearing the bigger glasses. And for some reason, it hit me at the wrong moment where I thought I looked like Andrew Dice Clay. So I had to put them aside for a little bit and put on my old ones. I don't like wearing glasses, man. I'm getting pretty vain over here. I mean, I've always been kind of vain, but I find that I'm getting more and more so as you kind of lose a little bit going on right now, you know? Like right now, I'm extremely focused on my health, but it's all for the wrong reasons. You know, it's supposed to come from within the soul. You're supposed to go, you know, for long lasting health benefits. And, you know, if you want to live a long life, it's got to come from within. You got to go, you know what? I'm tired of feeling the way I feel. I'm tired of putting on so much weight. I'm tired of eating like an asshole. I'm tired of doing all this type of stuff. And you finally, hopefully, you get to a point where you go, that's it. Okay, time to eat like an adult here. Try to be an adult, get a regular exercise in, find something I love to do that, you know, that gets me the exercise that I need, keeps your balance going, your stretching and all that kind of stuff. Well, for me, right now, I think I'm doing it for the wrong reason. Now, I'm old school. I've always been old school. And what I'm about to say may piss a few people off, especially you ladies, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't, you know, and I do care, but I'm just being me here, okay? I am old school to the point where I feel that I need to be an inspiration to Sherry, my wife. I think that when you let things slip, she sees you playing video games a lot, or she sees you eating bad food or whatever it is, they kind of lose a little bit of respect for you. It's like you have zero power over yourself. And I really think that women, here's where it comes, Mr. Stereotypical here, but I really still think that women like a guy who's a guy who's not powerful over people, but at least has power over himself, at least has some say over himself, a little discipline. Takes the time to dress good, takes the time to do the things that you need to do that are a little uncomfortable. So I am doing my best right now to be an inspiration to my wife. I won't let her watch me play video games. I still do, but I won't let her watch anymore. I won't play when she's at home. It's not going to be a big part of my life anyway. It's not like I'm going around hiding things from her. I just need to finish my life strong, the best I could be. And I don't think that guys have to be the money winner, the breadwinner, whatever it's called. But in my case, and I don't know why, I'm glad I kind of am. Is that wrong to say? It's not a competition or anything, but at least it makes me feel like I'm really bringing something to the relationship. And on top of it, and it's not just money. I've seen guys that I know personally, guys that I'm pretty close to, buy their affection from people all around them. And that's not the right thing to do either. But I just think that, like I said, I'm old school. But I think I could handle it if Sherry started to make a lot more money than me. I think I could handle that only because we're in a long relationship now. It's been 30 years. If we're just starting out, I don't know what a mind fuck that would be. Like I said, it's not a competition or anything like that. I just can't figure it out. I just want to be the guy. I want to be the guy. I want her to see a man in her eyes, not some guy who's just given up his life. Not some guy who just wants to play video games. Not some guy who lets something get to him or anything like that. I'm really finding myself making a stand in certain areas where I normally haven't really made a stand before. And I don't even know if she notices. I don't know if she notices me not playing video games around her or whatever. But I think it's pretty important, guys. I think it's pretty important. And this is for you guys out there. Okay? I do believe you need to be an inspiration in your relationship no matter who the breadwinner is. You need to live the life that you need to be that person that they married. You can't let yourself slip. When I met Sherry, I had all kinds of stuff going on. I had big hopes and dreams. The future was bright ahead of me. I was going, incrementally upwards, as far as pay goes, as far as status goes, as far as happiness goes. And I don't want that to fade. And I've noticed that some of it has been fading lately. And I don't want her to catch on. And she's an inspiration to me. She takes care of herself. She's kind to others. She's a great friend to people. And I have a lot to learn from her. I have a lot to live up. She set the bar pretty high, but it's time for me to set the bar for her now. It's time for her to see what I can bring to the table even more so. So that's where I'm headed. That's why my focus right now is really on my health. You're going to hear me talking a lot about it. And if I learn anything about health, I'll pass it on to you. I'm a baby when it comes to this stuff. But when you reach a certain age, you got to do some certain things. And it's not just health-wise. It's all kinds of stuff that fucks with your head. So that's what I'm going through. That's what I'm going through right now. You know what? Maybe next week on the show, in fact, not maybe, next week I will make a quick little list because I do have a few other things that I could bring up at this point, but I don't have them off the top of my head. I do have a list going right now of things that I believe you need to do like this. Like you need to stay an inspiration for one another. This is another thing that you have to do if you really desire to have a long-lasting relationship. So next week, I'm going to have a little list of things for you guys that will hopefully help you in maintaining a long-lasting relationship. If you want one, man. I know I say this a lot. When it comes to social media, Facebook, Twitter, I think you know what social media is, or X now is what it is. Your experience on social media is as good as the people you choose to follow. You're going to go ahead and follow a bunch of hate. You're going to end up being a hater. You follow some sports stuff. You like some sports. You follow this. You follow that. I mean, what you put in your mind, and everybody talks about it, and it's 100% true. What you put in your mind, you become. Whether, you're trying to create yourself as a human being or a career or whatever it is, what you put in your mind, you become. If you're full of hate, you're a fucking hater. You're probably just trolling people all day long online. If you love sports, you're probably watching sports all the time, and you could speak with it with a certain amount of ease and everything else. Well, I try to follow a lot of motivational stuff, just stuff that makes me feel pretty good throughout the day. I don't follow any politicians. Somebody's an asshole, I block them. I mean, it's my experience. It's my social media page, but it's not yours. That's what it is. This is my experience, okay? And I think everybody should look at it that way. Be careful what you put in your mind. There's this one thing that I follow, and I forget the name of it. It is on Instagram. It's something about alpha males, And for some reason, I got on this thread, and I started seeing it because it has some people that I like giving short little clips of motivation throughout the day, and I enjoy it. However, I'd say there's a 20% of the content that they put on there makes men look like bitches, makes men look like victims, and they're trying to come off like they're an alpha man. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen on this Instagram page guys whining about how a girl treats them. Guys, it's unbelievable. Grow the F up. And these are dudes with tattoos all over their face and all kinds of stuff, and they're bitching about, I gave a girl my heart and she broke it. Oh, God, this is an alpha male thing? What the hell? I don't want to sit here and try to be alpha male, but I am a guy. I accept the fact that I am a man. And I hope that others around me accept that I'm a man. And I'm going to do man stuff. Some of it's dumb man things. Some of it's, stand-up kind of guy. Like, I got the spider kind of stuff. I want to play a quick little clip of something that I saw on here. And it requires a little setup. And the reason why I watched it was because Whitney Cummings is on it. She's a stand-up comedian, had her own show for a while. Whitney's been on the Lex Terry Show a few times, my morning job. She's always fun. I really enjoy her. So I go, what's Whitney up to? And she's interviewing a up-and-coming comedian. His name is Matt, where is it? Matt Rife, I think it is. Let me take a look. Matt Rife, R-I-F-E. And he's an up-and-coming guy. He started out, from what I understand, after doing a little research on him, started doing on TikTok. He's a really good-looking kid, young kid, doing some stand-up comedy. But he works out all the time. He does all that stuff. But he's very soft-looking in a way. He's a good-looking kid. Good for him. He's having this is the time of his life. This guy is on the top of the world. He is at the bottom of that hill that he's going up to. And you can see he's going to do well. He's got a nice following. People like him, but he's also a comedian that people bash because he's a good-looking kid. And, okay, he's not all that funny yet, but he's going to be. He's made me laugh a couple times. So I have no problem with this guy. But I want to give you a background of who he is and what he looks like. This guy should have zero problem with anything. He is just on the top of his game. It's about to really get going for him. And like I said, there's so many women that love him, the whole thing. So here's the audio that I heard. It's a quick little clip that made me go, what a bitch move. All right, here we go.
Talking shit about exes, I think, is a big red flag.
I tell you what's a bigger red flag than that, still being friends with your ex. I can't tell you how many girls I've dated that the entire relationship, they go, I can't block him, like we're still friends. And I'm like, look, you can read our text message. I go, this motherfucker is still flirting. I can't block him. Like, it would create like a weird energy. We're in the same friend groups and stuff. The moment we break up, I'm blocked. So it was that easy the whole time.
Oh, dear Lord. What are you whining about? Seriously, Matt, what are you whining about? Look in the fucking mirror, okay? And also realize this. This goes to everybody, okay? You're going to get dumped. You're going to get cheated on. All this stuff is probably going to happen to you. I'm not going to say 100%, but there's a really good possibility that a lot of this shit's going to happen to you. You got to handle it like a man. Don't block. Why are you following them? How could you still be friends with exes? People have friends. You have to trust the person you with. As soon as that person breaks your trust, then you have a decision. You feel powerless because some chick spread her legs for somebody else. But that's not the truth. She just gave the power to you by giving you the decision whether you want to be with her or not. You get to make that decision at that point in your life, like, hey, what kind of guy am I? Am I a kind of guy who puts up with shit like that? Or am I a guy who's going to sit there and, whine about it? Or do I just go, you know what? I value myself and my wiener a little bit more than I value you and your friendships with other people. But you can't tell people what they can and can't do, bro. You can't do that. Okay? Oh, and that is sad to me. That comes from a thing that called themselves alpha male, and he is sitting there bitching about, you can't be friends with your exes. I'm so insecure. Dude, be secure, okay? And be realistic. You're going to get fucked over in life. You are. That's just the way it is. If you need any more tips, Matt, I'm right here for you. I can help you out with your emotional shit through the rest of your career if you want. I'll be your effing guru, bro. There you have it. Another episode of the Terry Jaymes Show. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for reviewing it. It really means a lot. Helps it get found, apparently. I don't know how this works. I have no idea how any of this stuff works. I got a message today from Instagram that said, hey, all your stories are picking up a lot new audience and people are liking it and sharing it. So make sure you post some more. Thanks for the pressure there. I have no idea what I'm doing over there either. Just being me, just having fun. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Hopefully I'm going to shake this funk that I have going on. Not feeling so good right about now. Anyway, guys, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you guys next Thursday for another Terry Jaymes Show.